Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. Yes, we have a new list, or at least we should recommend a new list to my favorite beer of instigation for you, all you newcomers. Welcome. My name is Lorraine, and I am on a watch list, not a witch list. But thank you, Deb, for saying that. Yes, the FBI needs to create a witch list, and I've got some nominees for you guys. Yes, I do. I've got a bunch of nominees right here in Jackson County, Kentucky. Let me give you an update. Well, guess what? Surprise, surprise. Jessica's lawyer decided to postpone the hearing today. And ironically, I never heard back from him. I didn't hear back from him. I emailed him this morning for the link to the Zoom. And oh, well, wait a minute. So now at 3 o'clock, he sends me a message. Now this is 2 o'clock their time, I guess 3 o'clock my time. I still do not have a link to the hearing. I asked the court to continue the hearing because I'm in Jamaica with very spotty cell service. As far as I can tell, the hearing was neither continued nor did they send me a link. I will just have to check with the Kashma tomorrow to see what happened. I'm in the dark here. Now I can't say that I believe this guy. Because as an attorney, knowing that your client has a court date, I would have been on that case, on the judge's case yesterday for a Zoom link. Okay, so I just received this message now. I had emailed him 3 hours ago, and he's claiming that he did not have a link to the hearing. Now, I heard something different from Jessica when I spoke to her at noon, my time. Jessica said that her attorney postponed the hearing because he's in Jamaica. So he's telling me one thing, Jessica's telling me another, and I don't trust this lawyer at all. Okay, because Jessica has been in a psych ward. Next month will be 1 year. Now I'll give you a backdrop. Jessica Thomason has a PhD in chemistry. She has performed some extraordinary research that I cannot discuss on TheTube. But if you want to research her, it's Jessica L. Thomaston, Thomaston, PhD, and you can find the research that she was working on with her colleagues when she was in California and in other parts of the country. She decided to move back home to Tuscaloosa, Arizona, the home that she grew up in, with her abusive, narcissistic mother. I don't know what she was thinking, but I'm not going to go there. And Jessica was back in her old bedroom, and she decided she was going to repaint her old bedroom with EMF protection paint. It wasn't the black paint. It's a kind of paint that has like a gritty surface, like a concrete gritty surface. Well, her mother freaked out, called 911 to have Jessica taken away. She completely lied, said that Jessica was barricading herself in the room with concrete slabs. I kid you not. Now, let's check in with the probate professor, who was allegedly supposed to be protecting Jessica through all of this and against her mother. Now, if it were me, and I'm not an attorney, I've just been in court 1,000 times over like 2 decades with my ex-husband, with some of the most corrupt lawyers in the state of New Jersey, judges, pro se, hired lawyers and stuff. So I know a little bit about the legal system and how it works. So now her lawyer could have sent a cease and desist to Jessica's mother in defense of Jessica. Jessica was so concerned that her mother was going to steal the information on her laptop and her phone to have access to her financials, that she gave that permission to this lawyer. I kid you not. It baffles the mind. But, when people are under stress, they're pulled out of their homes, they think differently. Jessica is, at the time, 36 years old. She wasn't like in her 50s or 60s like me. So she was scared. She was afraid her narcissistic mother, because her mom has hacked her devices before, has pretended to be Jessica, has tried to steal money. But all it took, really, was Jessica contacting her bank to tell her of her circumstances and to contact her with every withdrawal, etc. That's all that needed to be done. She didn't need a lawyer for this, okay? It's water under the bridge. That happened in 2024. No one negated the false diagnosis of Dr. Sanjay K. Singh, who's not even a psychiatrist, he's not even a psychologist, and he's not even trained in the U.S., and I am not a prejudiced person at all. I've actually even dated an East Indian guy in my past life. So what I'm going to say, though, is that this guy and the way they're trained in their country is they don't like women. They especially don't like American women, and they don't like educated American women. And I'm not going to go any further on that for anybody that is listening. You know how you were brought up. You know how they deal with women. That's it. So anyway, but this guy is very narcissistic. You can see photos of him online with his cute little bow tie, like he's Poindexter. He is an MD. He is not a shrink at all. And all he does is write prescriptions. And he's on contract with the DCH North Harbor Pavilion in Tuscaloosa, Arizona. He's not an employee, he's on contract. So he's got his own business that I found online, and he is contracted with a hospital, and that's why he only sees Jessica for 30 seconds at a time. He lies about Jessica. One time he said that she was unkempt, odorous even. Well, they refused to give Jessica a comb and a brush, and even gave her the wrong toothbrush once. Yeah, that's right. Even somebody else's toothbrush. They won't even give Jessica a tea bag because it's got a string attached to it. These are the circumstances she's under there. She's got a PhD. She has a higher level of education than the piece of crap that has falsely diagnosed her with schizophrenia, because he is not educated. He has no education at all. You can search online. Zero education. And most physicians have no education about the symptoms that are expressed when somebody has electromagnetic sensitivity, or EMF sensitivity. Sensitivity. And she was diagnosed with that with Dr. Beatrice Golem in 2022, I believe. So Jessica actually has a bona fide medical excuse. That is not a psychiatric problem. Also, Jessica's a very quiet personality. She's a research scientist, for God's sake. By her own humorous admission, she says, "I'm nothing more than a boring research scientist." So Dr. Sanjay K. Singh, instead of understanding her inherent personality traits, labels her as guarded, as what else did he say? Guarded. I'm forgetting. Paranoid, delusional. All of these things he's labeled her. She's not paranoid. She's not delusional. She's a research scientist. She has very intelligent conversations, and every time that she has had a court case, it appears as if either the judge or her lawyer or both do not want Jessica to speak. Because if she provided testimony, if she could speak for herself, they would see that she can clearly speak coherently, educated, intelligently. She's not delusional. And it would be on record. Both audible and transcribed. So they don't let her speak. She said it goes so fast they don't even let her speak. But that's her lawyer's fault for not telling the judge in advance that my client wants to provide testimony. He's at fault for not doing that. He's also at fault for not requesting an independent examination by a psychologist or a psychiatrist. He's also at fault for not providing the judge EMF research, which I did on her behalf. He's also at fault for not negating the false psychiatric diagnosis by Sanjay K. Singh. Jessica's not schizophrenic. And by the way, you just don't suddenly become schizophrenic when you're 36 or 37 years old. Sorry. But no, he's never had any of those arguments again for Jessica. And Jessica keeps paying him $300 an hour. And after 1 year, he couldn't get her out because he's a liar. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's not a fact. It's my opinion. It's my educated opinion. So anyway, let's move on because I'm getting really pissed off here. Getting really pissed off. Okay, so my GoFundMe link is in fact working again. Thankfully, because I believe the criminals shut it down. I'm going to show you photos. I have too much email. Way too much email. And too much email from the same people that are not... way too much. Okay, so let me scroll down here. I'm just going to say, guys, when I've put it out there that I'm working on this information, please don't bombard me with emails about other things. I don't have the time. And please respect that my time is limited. I'm trying to help another targeted person because there aren't very many people in the alleged targeted community. Those people out there that claim to file lawsuits and stuff. Oh, that they claim to be defending all targeted people when they're really not. Have done zero for Dr. Black, for any other person that was Baker acted in this community since I've been in here since 2017, have done shit zero. Nada. For any targeted person that was Baker acted. Nothing. Okay, so let me scroll down here and get SDL's amazing photos. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is not what I want to look at. 1 second. Please bear with me. It is raining cats and dogs again. It's been raining on and off for days. Okay, here it is. Now, SDL is a subscriber. He's a 71-year-old male. And he's provided testimony, so he's already got a testimony on my channel. And I'm going to show you all these photos that he took. He says this is his neck and his cheek, his face. So let me show you. And you can see that glossy, shiny finish. That is another layer of skin that is not yours. That is a biofilm. So let me just hold this up and keep scrolling here. Look at that. There. There. That's under his skin. And this here, that's his hair. That's a hair, piece of hair. That, you see that there? You see there's another piece of hair. That there. 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 He said that this was a little piece of metal he found stuck on his skin. There. There. Look at that color, that little orange color there. That one is a perfectly straight line. Look at that. Yep. Leave a comment down below if you've experienced this. I also asked him for the microscope that he uses, and he said he was going to send me a link. I haven't received the link yet. Oh, well, that looks like a little fairy with a tail, doesn't it? Look at that. Let me see if I could increase the size here so you can see it. It won't increase. Okay, that's it. And that's the last image I've got here. Interesting, huh, guys? So that's what I got. That's SDL. This is what he's found on his skin. And let's see what else I've got here. Okay, so I asked ChatGPT about worms, intestinal parasites. ChatGPT says they're living organisms that can infect the digestive tract and sometimes other organs. The common types include roundworms, pinworms, tapeworms, hookworms, and whipworms. The pinworms are very common in children, and these parasites can be acquired through contaminated food, water, soil, or close contact with infected people or animals. The signs that you might have worms, and this is for educational purposes only, this is ChatGPT providing a Q&A for me. Some general signs and symptoms can include an itchy anus, especially at night. That would be pinworms. Abdominal pain, bloating, unexplained weight loss, fatigue, nausea, diarrhea, visible worms in the stool sometimes. And symptoms may vary by worm type and severity. Now, the rest of it I cannot discuss because it's about anti-parasitic, prescribed by a medical doctor, by the way. Yeah, things that medical doctor. Wash your hands, trim your fingernails, wash bedding and clothing, and keep your home clean. And, of course, I can't discuss all these natural things here, but, I can tell you what I eat. I eat garlic. I eat pumpkin seeds every day. I eat papaya. Well, actually, I eat papaya tablets. I eat cloves, wormwood, black walnut hull extract. If you suspect worms, see your doctor for a diagnosis. Practice good hygiene to avoid reinfection. Like, I can't even tell you. Well, I'm going to tell you what I do. I take Epsom salt baths. I purchase magnesium flakes, so I add that to my bath. A cup of baking soda and a half a cup of borax, and I just stay in there for half an hour. And of course, the criminals, they force me to stay in there for a long period of time. They usually put me to sleep because they are trying to drown me. Okay? So anyway, you can eat leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, carrots, beans, lentils, whole grains, chia seeds, flax seeds, psyllium husk, garlic, ginger, turmeric, coconut oil, pumpkin seeds. Fermented foods like kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, kombucha, but you have to watch the sugar, yogurt with live cultures, asparagus, bananas, garlic, onions, leeks, chicory root, artichokes, especially Jerusalem artichokes, which, by the way, I'm not crazy about those things. I don't know, I bought them, not crazy about them. Drinking plenty of water, peppermint tea, ginger tea, fennel tea, chamomile tea. Limit sugar. Eat a variety of plant foods. Eat healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts. I eat nuts every day. I am like addicted to macadamia nuts. And there you go. So that would also help. All of what I just described above would also help with what the photos that I just showed you that that SDL had. And After I download some of them, I think I will upload a select few. I can only upload 5 in a post, so I will select a couple to post on a post on my community page sometime today, so you can get a better glimpse of what he has photographed on his face and neck. Last but not least, I've got to find it here now. Richard Moore, USA GSA, created a video about the little weenie. It was quite large. The double-headed weenie that was left in my mailbox. Yeah, it was it's I guess some people call it a dildo. I don't know. Anyway, I'm having trouble getting in here. 1 second. I have to play this for you guys. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get it here, and we'll find it. I hope everybody's doing well. It is raining here right this minute, so so let me see here. Let's scroll down to his videos. Okay, here it is. Breaking. Sheriff uses dildos in community gang stalking. Jackson County, Kentucky. And all credit goes to Richard Moore, USA GSA. Just a little bit of help from Lorraine.
A 15-inch black rubber cock. He's then proceeded to batter poor Smithy to death with it. Now that was seen as a pleasant way to go.
Hello folks, Richard Moore, USA GSA. I want to talk about this holistic approach to policing.
Sorry for the shadows, guys. It's dark in here.
It's real deal. So it's Jackson County, Kentucky, Alabama, Kentucky, has a program. It's called Project Unite, and the sheriff up here states that they're participants in this, which is
That's my mailbox, by the way. And that's what was left in my mailbox. And it's written upon, and I've got a video of it as well.
And I've got all this information. It's from that nonprofit entity that is federally funded with grant money. And so, in simple terms, folks, the sheriff there in Jackson County is incorporating. I don't know all the details of the deal roads, but if you go to the Brain Valente's channel on YouTube, I'll check it. Home City. I went the last 5-day refer. It's a viral message. But moreover, folks, it's they are using this as their new weapon. In this thing of psychological warfare, of course, it can also be used as a literal weapon and a lot of other things. But all the answers, folks, you'll get them today on this program that is in every city, community, state in America. We all talked about the training children early, soften their children, and this program, nationwide, starts off training the children. It's under the moniker of to eradicate drugs. To say people that furnish the drugs, law enforcement furnish the drugs, and they got somebody to sell the drugs, flip the drugs, take the drugs, and they continue to feed the program. this psychological operation is theater. And you'll see their clips, not my clips, their clips that are to be viewed within the narrative of what they're doing. It's not something you could.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is, he did a little bit more research than I did. Breaking: sheriff uses dildos in community gang stalking Jackson County, Kentucky. He's exposing Project Unite, a model for surveillance control. In this eye-opening video, we break down the disturbing reality behind Project Unite, a so-called quote-unquote community policing initiative praised as a national model. Jackson County, Kentucky Sheriff and other officials claim it's about quote-unquote healing communities and quote fighting drugs, but the truth reveals something much darker. It isn't about safety, it's about surveillance, it's about control, and it's about conditioning entire counties to accept a new form of government-backed targeting under the banner of public service. We expose how this sheriff and others use Project Unite as a front for mass data collection, behavioral conditioning, and selective enforcement, often targeting the poor, addicted, and the outspoken, sort of like me. The same officials who preach, quote-unquote, faith and recovery by day are the ones caught up in the backroom scandals by night, from embezzlement and abuse of power to swinging clubs and stashes of seized meth and dildos locked in evidence rooms. And for the record, reference Lecter County, how the sheriff shot Judge Mickey Steins in his own chambers. And now his lawyer files to dismiss the entire case, even though it was caught on camera. The plot thickens. It doesn't get better or worse than this. But yes, so everybody who's new to my channel, welcome. Yes, I had a dildo placed in my mailbox. I've had a lot of disgusting things placed in my mailbox, like unalived animals, poopy diapers. My neighbor, the Scarlet, she's really into poop. She's into poopy diapers. She's into poopy toilet paper. She must be, maybe she's one of those Satanists, they really love poop. They even eat it, they use it in their rituals and stuff. Let me see if I can find it for you. Let me see. If I can find it here so you can see this. Oh, yeah. So, and Richard also did a segment with me breaking satanic animal rituals. Satanic animal rituals. And community policing in Mississippi horror. I'll show you here. So that was on his channel that he allowed me to mirror on mine. And some of us are able to do that with each other because we promote each other's channels and work. So here, this is, let me show you here, boys and girls. So, mailbox tampering animals, the Fourth Amendment violations, and lawsuit traffic patterns. The thumbnail here is one of two pieces of mail with animal blood all over it, blood dripping inside and down the mailbox post. And this is on my channel, by the way. And let's see what else we've got here for you. And I apologize for the delay here. It's raining cats and dogs here in Kentucky. scroll down here because it's back in November that I'm searching for. So I'm on December right now. I've got to scroll back a little bit more so you can see this was also left in my mailbox. I'll show you. Part 1. Animal left on my driveway in inside mailbox, November 26th. That is my mailbox. And basically, I phoned the sheriff's office 12:09 p.m. November 26, 2024, filing a complaint for them to investigate the crime. I want the names of the individuals about the animal cruelty and harassment, but it's not been done. And here we are in June, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Department has nothing. Zero. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I'm at a half an hour here, but see, yeah, let me show you here. Okay? So I hope everybody's doing well. So I wanted to give you the update on Jessica. People are asking, well, who's Jessica? Who's Jessica? Jessica is an astounding PhD, 37 years old. She's an Aries, by the way. And she was Baker acted by her own mother. Her own narcissistic, envious, jealous, pathetic mother. And then her pathetic lawyer, who really needs to be reported to the bar. So anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Leave a comment down below, and I hope everybody's doing well today.